This show is brought to you by HostBaby.com, web hosting for musicians.
It's episode 52 of Music Marketing Monday, and we answer that age-old question, paper or plastic? Well, of course, we're not talking about grocery bags. This is all about when you're promoting yourself. Do you send somebody physical packages and paper and CDs, or do you go the electronic press kit route? Well, Billy in particular has some advice on that topic from current activities. I've talked too much already in this intro. Let's get on with the show.
Information, inspiration, motivation for the modern musicpreneur.
Time to start your week right.
Here it comes, Music Marketing Monday, with your host, Bob Baker,
Mr. Buzz Factor,
and Billy Gryzak.
the music marketing mind.
Ready? Are you sure?
Set.
Here it comes. Swing, baby.
Well, since Bob already took my really great idea about paper and plastic, and this whole skit I was going to do with sound effects and everything, standing at the line at the checkout, the guy going, "Oh, you want paper or plastic with that?" There's no point in me rambling on about any of that stuff, so I'm just going to get right to the meat and potatoes of the show. Here we are. My name is Billy Gryzak. I am a full-time working musician, and that guy over in the corner doing the bagging is
Bob Baker, Mr. Buzz Factor, and I do have a question for you, though, Billy.
Yes.
Do you have any coupons today?
I do, man. Let me just get. And by the way, I have virtual coupons now.
Have you used those automated, checkout self-service things very often? In the stores.
As much of a techie guy as I am, I hate those things. My daughter loves them. She is so into it, and I just hate it. But I am into virtual coupon stuff where you just show them the phone and you say, "Here's my coupon."
Yes.
So that I do.
Those are cool. But I wonder if they use this the same voice for all those machines. It looks like the iPhone voice lady or whatever. Or Siri. It's like, "Do you have any coupons? Do you?"
I don't know, but
Please show the attendant your ID. Of course, when you're buying liquor or something, which I don't very often, but sometimes.
Yeah. Usually before we record this show, I take it. So.
Usually a little shot helps.
So anyway, Bob, I don't know if a lot of people know, but I've kind of recommitted back to the full-time working musician thing. I was spending a lot of time doing the music marketing thing, more than live gigs, but I've kind of went back to my roots, and I'm doing a little less of the music business marketing stuff and a lot more gigging, and especially with summer coming up. I mean, I'm so booked. It's crazy, but it's funny how things have changed over the years. So I'd like to kind of discuss current trends and conventions as far as marketing and promotional materials. So
yeah, let's do that, because I can't remember if I mentioned this on a recent episode or if I just thought this, and it would be a great thing to say. But you and I, this is a really actually an awesome balance, because both of us are active, musicians. Both of us have a lot to offer in teaching and inspiring people and sharing marketing information. But these days, but I think this has always been the case, but these days in particular, you are very heavily involved in the actual playing, booking gigs, out playing them, and then you're doing this, I guess, the advice stuff on the side. I continue to play actively, but it's part-time. My main thing is the whole teaching and, compiling information and sharing it in ways that'll reach people and inspire people. So I think this is a nice balance. We have a lot of similarities, but we have our areas of focus, and together it's pretty powerful, I think.
well, actually, Bob, we are the living embodiment of the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Think about it. It's 80% of everything I do is live shows and recording, and 20% is the my side hustle. The music business thing that I've been doing. And I think if you look at your productivity, it's pretty much 80% of education, writing, book authoring, being totally awesome, and 20% going out there and still going out and playing in front of live people, doing music, doing improv, doing choirs. I mean, you're no slouch, dude. And for people that haven't heard Bob, he's freaking awesome. He's a great guitar player, singer, man. And I mean, maybe at the end of the show we'll do a little plug for your music for a change. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice. And I know that your wife, who you're collaborating with, apparently does enjoy my voice, from what I hear.
Very much. Yeah.
So
yeah, she says, yeah, let's get Bob to sing more on your next CD.
no competition or anything.
Yeah, so there you go.
Anyway,
but that's us, and I think it's really great that we're really settling into a groove after, half 100 episodes. We're kind of getting a groove, like who does what here. So like I do the dishes, you dry them. It's great, man. It works out.
It is.
So people have never heard the show before. First of all, I'd like to say welcome and goodbye. No, thanks for joining us. This is usually what we do. We kind of ramble around for like the first 10 minutes, just being goofy and having fun, and hopefully making you smile. But this is a show about the music business, music marketing, and things have changed a lot, man, since I first started playing. You need promotional material, and traditionally, do you have a list, or do you have some recommended things you think bands need as far as like promotional material, like a business card, for instance? There's been a thread on my Facebook group. Do I even need a business card in this era? For instance. So what are your thoughts on? Let's start there, and then let's see where it's going and how it's changed.
Yeah, so basically, an electronic press kit is just an online or digital version of the old school physical press kit that you would mail. And I've mentioned many times that there was a 10-year period of my life where I published a local music newspaper here in my hometown of St. Louis. And back in those days, because it was most of that was during the 90s. I mean, I was getting deluged with physical press kits because the EPKs were just kind of coming in by the time I had ended the paper in the late 90s. But there are similar elements that apply to both. One is you have to have some way to experience the music. So in the old days, it was an EPK, or it was a CD. That you sent, or going way back, a cassette. But and then so online now, people can stream your songs. They can go right to it. They can watch a YouTube video. So they have to have some way to access and hear the music in their ears, because that's going to be the ultimate determining factor of whether it's a media person or a booker or a fan, whether they like it enough to go to the next step and check out your other stuff. You need some sort of information about you, like a bio. Again, whether it's paper or online, just what is this band? What do they stand for? Who are the people that are in it? You have to have some, especially when you're dealing with media, but even if you're not, people need to see the artist too. Even if they're just booking you and they're not going to reprint the photo, just to see what this act looks like. You have nice photos of the band, or you in action, and then these days video of you performing live. But if you're dealing with the media, having downloadable images, low res ones for websites, high res ones for print, and a variety of things that they can choose from, and just have a page where the media person can go and quickly download what they need for their article or whatever. So those are just some of the things that come to mind. There are others too, but those are probably the basics.
Right. So going back to the super basics, back in the day, the very first thing that, whether you're in, the music business or some other business, people usually got a business card, like an actual card that they would hand out. And I still think, in the world of electronic everything, I still think these are very viable, because when you meet somebody, anywhere, you just hand them the card, and then they've got your contact information, which should be complete. The worst business card I've ever gotten, we may have mentioned it on the show, and I think that I think the band thought they were being incredibly creative, but sometimes you can be so creative that you can miss the point. And it basically had a picture of the band, the name of the band, which, by the way, was spelt in these really gothic, hard-to-read letters, so I'm not even really sure exactly how to spell the name of the band. And all it had was a picture of the band, name of the band, and it said, "Google us."
Yeah.
And I think they're thinking, in this new world, we don't need to have phone numbers. We don't need to have email addresses. We don't need to have websites. But, the more contact information that you can give people to make it the easiest to find them, to book you, could be good. So I'm still a firm believer that you need a business card, but the electronic version of the business card, in my opinion now, is putting that same information in an email signature, or even when you're like posting, blogging, commenting, if you have some sort of shortened version where you have your name and website address or something that you can put up there, so whenever you're making an impression on anyone, they can still have a way to contact you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you used a phrase there that I have a feeling is going to permeate this entire conversation. That's make it easy for people. That's one of my mantras, one of my kind of rock bottom principles in marketing, and it applies to all whether you're dealing with agents or media people and fans too. Make it easy for people to help you. Make it easy for people to support you. So saying Google us, while it might work for some high profile, acts, is putting a workload on the person that you're trying to connect with. And so you would make it easy. You have your website there. You have a phone number, an email address that is readily available. Why make them work for it?
Right. And just because you might have a smartphone and you might have access to the internet all the time, there are some people out there that still choose to use a flip phone. They were still out there, track phones, whatever, and they want to call you to book your band or whatever, and they don't have a phone number and they don't have Google, and they're just going to move on to the next band. So I'd say, to be honest with you, I think a business card is still something that's worth printing on paper, making sure that every member of the band make sure that every friend of the band, girlfriend, wives, significant others, even fans, give everybody a card and say, keep it in your pocket. If you ever talk to somebody, give them that card. I mean, in this day and age, with digital printing, and we're not sponsored by Vistaprint, although if there's a representative of Vistaprint out there that would like to be a key sponsor of our show, please contact us. But companies like that, and there's many others out there that can get you cards for next to nothing. If you can't do a professional looking card on your computer, don't. You know what I mean? Because first impressions are lasting impressions. Do you agree, Bob?
Yeah, I think people can get carried away with that and get frightened into not doing anything because they don't want to be, but yes, I mean, you mentioned Vistaprint. There's another site I use called Overnight Prints.
Oh, I use those guys. Yeah.
.com, and you can use it instead of trying to design it yourself. If you're not positively sure, there's templates, and yeah, maybe somebody else has used that design, but it's going to look better than anything you could probably do on your own, unless you have graphic design skills.
And my biggest recommendation, if you are going to do it yourself, whether it's you're going to design it or you're going to print it off your home computer, keep it super simple, like maybe even just basically black text and a white card, because to be honest with you, in today's noisy society with all the graphics and all the colors, sometimes just a white card of black print will actually stand out amongst all the colors too. So, you don't have to be a graphic genius to be effective. The main goal, you have to remember, make it simple, make it easy, and make it direct so people know how to contact you.
Right, and we're talking about when you meet somebody face to face. Obviously, you don't need a business card if you're dealing with email or websites or whatever. But this is like networking. You're at a meetup, you're at a conference. Yeah, it is helpful to have a physical thing.
How about a gig?
Oh yeah, well yeah, absolutely. Somebody says, "Hey, we're having somebody sees you when you're out at a bar, and they might want to hire you for a private party or a corporate gig or something."
And again, when your fans come out, this is something I do. I say, when your fans come out, you give them 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Say, hey, thanks for seeing the band. Here's some cards. Just hang on to them and give them to some people that might like the band or might want to book the band. I mean, that's a golden opportunity right there. I think that probably, talk about 80-20. I don't even know if 80% of the bands even think about passing out a little handful of cards to their avid followers or even their new followers. Just because it can't hurt. You know what I mean?
Right. And also, if you really want to upgrade this physical thing that you give to people, sometimes a postcard's not a bad idea too. And you can do color postcards through, I think I remember it's Vistaprint or Overnight Prints. I got, like a full color on one side and maybe, spot color on the other is what they call it. Mm-hmm. But if you can do something creative, it's a little bit bigger, so it might not get lost like a business card, but just be creative about I wouldn't go handing full press kits to people randomly.
No, we haven't even gotten to that. I'm just talking about just a flat out business card, so they have something, Postcards are great too, especially, here's something I did that was kind of interesting. Now, this isn't exactly, this is a promo to get a gig, but this is a great way to get people to gigs. What I did for a while, being as, I was, primarily working with kids and families, a lot of people that have kids and families, their refrigerator is like their bulletin board, you know what I mean? So what I did was I made up some postcards that had like my summer schedule on it, and at the top it said, take this card and get a magnet and stick it on your refrigerator so you don't forget to come and see us.
Mhm.
And people told me they did it. Yeah, man, I got your card on my fridge and I saw you were playing Saturday, so I brought the family out. You know what I mean? So that's another idea too. So or magnets, refrigerator magnets. Those are good. But these are more like, I mean, are we talking today promotional items to get people to gigs or promotional items to